10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear us all right?
Because give us a thumbs up in the comments if you can hear us.
Because our speaker is not really working very well. There we go. Settings. Audio. Built-in speaker. Just wants to use the Mac one. The Mac one should work absolutely fine anyway. Welcome to Through Black and White Eyes. As always, we've decided to do a live show, which was a crazy idea, but why not? While he's in town. Yes, he can hear us fine. Brilliant.
Wonderful.
Don't need the speaker then, do we?
Nope.
Yeah, in person. Crazy. We had an amazing night last night. Thank you everyone who came. I know Roger's in the chat.
Yep.
Who really enjoyed himself last night as well. Sound is good. Why did I buy a microphone if the sound is fine for the laptop? Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to our YouTube show so that we can see the comments. There we are.
There we go. Roger says, Baz, Dan.
Hi, Roger.
Nice fresh orange and lemonade. We're not drinking yet.
Not yet.
We got that planned.
We did. Yes, we do have that planned.
Just to let you know, all the prizes have been claimed. Thank you to Football Prizes again for the I won it and paid for it, but they also sponsored the night. Barry Boland won the Gaza shirt.
Way to go, Barry. He's
offshore, unfortunately, so I've got to send it to him. But he's very, very, very happy that he won it. We had Luke Edwards as well.
Fantastic. It was a great panel, great discussion, great. The audience was very participatory, and we really appreciated that as well. It was a great group of folks. We had a great time, great turnout, and I just want to give a shout out to Nick and Caitlin and Andy and Ian and Chris and Sarah and Roger and Matt and Peter and
everyone who turned up.
Cheryl and Andrew and Simon and Melanie and
it was just a fabulous night, and I was like, yes, it's over. I've done it. And then, as I said to everyone, have a great night. Luke Edwards walked back to the room and said, "Oh, we'll do another one of these." Thanks, Luke.
It's going to be so much fun.
Pressure.
And well, I told Tara, I said, as soon as you schedule that, I'm getting on a plane. I'm coming back.
I love it.
So.
And the other good news is we did actually ask Luke if he would come back on the shows as well, and he says whenever he's available, we can ask him. Which is amazing. So that means we've got Luke Edwards, we've got Elton Wellsbury, and we've got Henry Winter. Not the Henry Winter.
We're still going to call him Harry. I'm going to call him Harry.
Yeah, Harry.
Harry Winter. So the young Harry Winter.
Yes, and it's great to have three people who have the X factor about them to be involved in this channel, and it's just on the way up, guys. So just keep tuning in, and remember, the more you watch, the more money we donate to charity.
Indeed.
Early indications, we think between 1 to 1.1 to 1.2 thousand, I think. So we've done really well. I think we have. But anyway, we're here to talk about the game tomorrow. Eddie Howe was speaking before the media. We must guard against falling off from where we have been. We'll put a good run together and put ourselves in a good position. It's about continuing that. Now, we mentioned this last night. I mentioned it, that Eddie Howe has never beat Bournemouth, but everyone keeps on mentioning Eddie Howe's done a lot of things that he's never done, and there's a very good chance that he could finally get rid of that hoodoo.
Yep. Never beaten Arsenal. Never beaten Man City. Never done the double over Wolves. You look at all that, and there's some good chances going into tomorrow night that history could be made.
History could be made.
Yeah.
And for more than one reason as well, because we could reach a club record 10 games in a row, which we've never done. 9 has been done, but 10 games in a row has never been achieved. I mean, that's incredible.
Indeed.
And that'd be 7 in the Premier League as well, 3 in the Cup.
It's been a fantastic run. I mean, just come on. There's nothing to sneeze at there. Everybody has put in top class performances. Even when we've had to cobble together a squad, you know, with Cher having an injury or having a suspension, and then this illness that popped up. Sven Botman came back from injury, and doesn't look like he's aged a day. He doesn't look like he's lost any pace. It looks like
RoboCop.
He's been fantastic, and he and Dan Burn have just been terrific.
Chris is in the chat.
Hey, Chris, good to see you.
From last night, Chris, I've emailed you, mate, my number. Get a hold of it, mate, and get in touch. And I've also messaged you on.
And I have my phone. Thank you.
And we have our phone. Yeah, thanks for taking his phone and making our taxi take a detour last night.
That was fun.
That was, yeah, it was sort of fun when we knew where it was. But at the time, we were like, oh, crap. Fun times. Eddie on Bournemouth, I like how they play. They have had some remarkable turnarounds in games where they have been losing. They've had a late period of momentum to win. Their spirit is undeniable. It's very like ours, isn't it? Very difficult to play against. Really good two teams with mirroring styles, but we'll be trying to win the game. Of course, I remember the Everton game, Bournemouth, they were 2-0 down, 10 minutes to go, the win 3-2. This is going to be a very, very difficult game, isn't it? Yeah.
The mid-table teams from last year have been putting in pretty fantastic performances. You know, to see teams, clubs in the midst, teams, words.
What are they?
Teams like Bournemouth, like Nottingham Forest having a phenomenal season. You know, Villa, all of those teams are doing so well, and that's what's made that middle of the pack so tight. You know, everything from, well, now with where we are, I mean, now we're only 9 points out of first, you know, which is, you know, unheard of considering where we were last season.
Yes.
You know, but I mean, just everybody's performing so well, and you know, every other Saturday, any given Saturday, you know, a fixture can go the other way. So we're hoping that's not going to fail us, that it'll work in our favor tomorrow.
I hope so. Eddie Howe's players' mindset. This is a good one. The players have been very mature in their response in the winning run. The players are seeing this as an exception. They have rather than surpassing expectations. They are keeping the focus. There is belief in the squad. We have good players and we can win games. For us, it is just about remaining focused and looking ahead to the next game. So obviously, BBC, Alan Shearer has said potentially we're in a title race. We're 9 points behind Liverpool. They have a game in hand though.
Yeah.
So it could be 12 points. I think the gap is too big, but Eddie Howe's doing it the right way, isn't it? Taking one game at a time.
One day, and that's what he's done since he came in. He said that he cannot afford to think, you know, 3-4 fixtures ahead. He has to take each game as it comes, because every team is a different preparation. Yeah. So again, as we discussed on the panel last night, as Luke said last night at the panel, Eddie Howe is the perfect manager for us. Yeah. You know, I think he's on his way to becoming that elite level manager.
Yes.
Okay. People are going to talk down on Eddie Howe and say he's not there yet, or he can't do this. I mean, it was only 8-10 weeks ago the Eddie out brigade was, you know, in full voice.
Some of them doing it.
I still can't understand that.
Must be backwards.
But you know, he understands his players. He understands his fans. He understands this city. He understands what makes everything tick, and he's feeding it. Yeah. That's the best part.
I think the best thing we learned about Eddie Howe last night was that, yes, Jason Tyndall looks like he's the one who likes to wind people up, and that was confirmed. He definitely loves to wind people up, Jason Tyndall. But the other thing that we didn't know is obviously this nice Eddie Howe thing. Apparently, you do not want to get on the wrong side of him.
No,
that was very interesting to hear, wasn't it?
Well, and I think we got a little bit of that. I think we saw a little bit of that in the documentary when, you know, before the Man United game.
Yes.
You know, when he plumped up his players and said, you know, look, I'm going to do something I normally don't do. I'm going to share with you comments that were made.
Well, I've met on YouTube.
Sorry.
You can come and say hello if you want.
Cheers.
Well,
He said that he wasn't. He's going to do something he doesn't normally do, and he was sharing comments from the opposition manager.
Yeah.
As a
pick me up one
well,
day.
it's kind of to gee him up,
Yeah.
just say, look here, this is, you need to hear this because this is what they're saying about you. And I just again, I'd never heard Eddie Howe swear,
No,
but yet there he was,
Yeah.
and so what we heard last night was he's going to be great with you. He's going to be great for you. Just don't get on his bad side. Stay on his good side, and he's going to take care of you. I've had bosses like that, where all you do is screw up one time, and you're done and dusted with them. As long as you,
like that as well.
As long as you keep up, keep doing what you're doing, keep doing the right things at the right time, in the right places. You're gonna succeed together, and I think that's what makes Eddie tick for us.
Yeah, I love it. So match facts going into their head-to-head. So obviously Newcastle win this in the past 5 league meetings. 4 were drawn. So a draw is obviously a very popular result.
Yep.
We've heard this a lot with the Wolves game, didn't we? Draws were very popular.
Yep.
Bournemouth have not won in 5 trips to Newcastle in all competition since the 1-0 league victory in November 2017. When current Newcastle boss Eddie Howe was the Bournemouth manager. So that's interesting.
So Eddie Howe has never beaten Bournemouth, but as with Bournemouth, he has beaten Newcastle.
Yeah.
So that's something to be said as well.
Howe has been in charge of Newcastle or Bournemouth in all 13 Premier League fixtures between the sides. He's won just 2 of them, drawn 6, lost 5, and is yet to beat the Cherries as the Magpie boss, as we know, drawn 4, lost 1. I mean, it's not a bad record. I mean, obviously, like if you were in the win column, but he's only lost 1. And Bournemouth are in very, very good form. And some people would actually take a point after being on such a good run. Obviously, we want to break the record, but a point might not be a bad result. Like I say, we could get a club record 10 in a row. We've won 6 league matches in a row, scoring 18 goals and only conceding 1.
Which is fantastic.
The Magpies are targeted the 4th consecutive home win and clean sheet in the Premier League. Eddie Howe side are unbeaten in the last 6 Premier League games that were kicked off at 12:30. So we all said we don't like 12:30 kickoffs, but we do. The players do.
The players do.
We don't as fans because we want to be on the drink.
Yep. It makes for a very long day.
It does. Alexander Isak could become just the 3rd Premier League player to score in 9 consecutive Premier League appearances. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. So there's some match facts for you. Justin Kluivert has scored 6 penalties in the Premier League this season, more than any team has managed in total. So obviously Bournemouth do get a lot of penalties, so we have to be very careful, inside the box, because we don't want to be diving in like we have been.
No. Yep.
The Cherries have scored at least 2 goals in each of their past 6 top flight away matches as well, which is actually an incredible stat when you think about it, because scoring away from home is normally the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
And to average 2 goals a game, that means the home side's got to be scoring 3. But like the Keegan thing, isn't it? We score 2, we score 3. That's how it works.
We've had some managers who are very happy to have a 1-0 win.
Yes.
Where Keegan's attitude was, let's just, as long as we score more than they do, then
who cares?
We've done what we've done. So, the players that I have been watching this season for Bournemouth that I am concerned about, obviously, was Solanke last year. Now he's at Spurs. Semenyo is dangerous. Kluivert is dangerous.
Yeah.
From a personal standpoint, the one I like watching is Ryan Christie.
Yes,
because a good mate of mine, Martin Deaton in Monterey, he knows Ryan. They're from the same hometown, so and they used to play pickup soccer together, pickup football. So when Bournemouth came from behind and beat Everton, because Everton is Martin's team.
I thought he wasn't that.
When Bournemouth came from behind and beat Everton in the last 3 minutes of the game, he was disappointed in his Everton side, but he was well chuffed for Ryan Christie.
Yeah.
So that's
it's a hard one to take, that when you've got a personal relationship
exactly
with the person who's in the other team, and then to do that against you.
And he was man of the match. So every time the camera's focused in on him, Martin got a bit teary, going, "That's my mate." So anyway, it was so those are 3 players that I'm looking at. Their defense has proven to be stout. I think they're going to be formidable, but I think the run that we're on, I think the attitude that we have, taking each game as it comes, focusing on that game and that game only, I think we've got the keys to unlock that door. So I think I'm feeling very confident, and I'm looking at the chat, looking at the comments. I think we're all hopeful, obviously, but at the same time, I think we're all confident that we're doing well.
We're a different animal now.
Yeah,
absolutely. Looking ahead to the teams, Jamal Lascelles out, Harvey Barnes out, Callum Wilson out, we all know. Apparently Nick Pope is doubtful, so he obviously must be on his way back. And Fabian Scher is also a doubt as well because of his illness. For them, though, they've got a bit of an injury crisis at the moment. Evenson, O'Reilly, I can't pronounce it, Julian, we'll call him that. Sensi, Alex Scott, Adam Smith, Marcus Tavernier, Luis, is that you now? James Hill is a doubt now. He's obviously someone who's doing quite well for them. We'll put the lineups up because I do actually have that. Where are we? Dun, 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 dun. So this is potentially how Bournemouth are lining up. Justin Kluivert in the 10 is another player we need to be very careful of. So many years having a very good season, as you mentioned, on the left-hand side. And the defence has obviously been pretty solid. There's Ryan Christie there in the middle.
Yeah. Is that Tyler Adams, the US international?
Yeah, it is.
That's another one that we're going to have to be.
Used to be at Leeds, didn't he?
He was. I think he's on loan to Bournemouth. I'm trying to remember where he went from Leeds. He was sold to, I want to say, a team in Italy. And then they loaned him to, I might be wrong, I can't remember.
But 4-2-3-1 is a formation that's very well used in the Premier League. So the midfield battle is going to be interesting. Joe Linton obviously needs to, stamp his authority on the game quite early and then get basically the 2 maestros on the ball as much as possible.
And the way that Tonali and Bruno have been playing out of their skins. And we've seen that front 3. We've seen the Jacob Murphy Isak train working very, very well, but we've also seen how well Anthony Gordon and Isak work together as well. So that's a strong. We've got a strong 11.
Yeah,
and I'm looking at our potential starting 11. I have no concerns.
Yeah. Mark Travers, the goalkeeper, has done well. He's come in for the last 5 games. He's got a stellar rating of 7.62 on SofaScore, which is actually very, very good. Goals conceded per game, he's only averaging 1. So obviously that tells you that they're very hard to beat. He's been in the team of the week once. Goals prevented, 4.49 per game. So he's obviously, very highly, as a spare goalkeeper, because obviously he's not their normal number 1. That's very, very impressive, isn't it? So he's the one that we're going to have to get Isak to beat. Obviously, our team, I think, will be unchanged. Tino will obviously be in there. Batman and Byrne will be your back 2. Dubs and goal, Hall a left back. Then you've got the 3 in midfield we know of and the 3 up front. It's picking itself again, isn't it? The team. It's getting a bit boring.
I think the only concern is that, Newcastle has played 3 games this week.
Yes.
When you consider that, when you count the Bromley match, but of course that was a much changed 11.
Yeah.
But we had some guys who played in that game as well. So we're going to be, we have to be mindful.
Yes. Very mindful.
Not demure, not cutesy, but mindful. Try to ward off any injuries. Dan Burns not getting any younger. And this is now his 3rd game in a week.
Yes.
Botman's not getting any younger. Or Botman is just coming back from injury. I apologize.
That's bad.
Botman
We're still not getting any younger.
He's not getting older every day. It was just his birthday the other day. And same thing. Dubravka's birthday was on Wednesday night.
It was, yes.
He's 36 years old.
Yeah.
36 years old for us. Is
I
well. I wish I was 36 again, but at the same time, I mean, that's you're getting at prime time keeper level, if not
Yes.
just a little bit long in the tooth for a keeper.
Yeah.
So, but since Dubs has come in, he's proven to be, effervescent. He's my concern with him before was he doesn't have the shot stopping capabilities of Pope.
Yeah.
But he's proven that wrong during this run as well.
Has, yeah. Especially those saves against Wolves.
And young Mr. Hall can run all day long.
Oh, you can.
We were concerned with trips. I mean, with Tino the other day in the Wednesday night game, because he looked to have gotten knocked around a bit, and then they brought trips on. If push came to shove and we had to start with Trippier at right back, I don't think that changes anything. No, I think it's
we lose a little bit of pace, but you gain in experience and you gain in his leadership and his quality and crosses.
And Trips is always thinking 2-3 moves ahead. Also, he's just a world-class right back, and when you have that kind of confidence going forward, that works for you.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yep. The other thing as well, though, is the confidence we've really got from Wednesday night, and also Eddie Howe's game management. As soon as even before we went 3-0, it was great that Gordon got the goal, but we were making those substitutions he was not wanting to make previous games. So he's starting to trust the players that are on the bench, isn't he?
Yep. I love seeing Asula come on. That was great. Because again, in the striking department, we've got limited resources. We've got Isak, we've got Wilson, who we don't know what's ever going to happen. And then the only backup we've got is Asula. We know that Gordon can play in the 9. He's not as the most effective when he's playing at the 9.
But he's happy to do it if he's asked.
Well, and that's what makes Gordon great for us. Is, as I've said on the show many times, he's our Swiss Army knife. He can go anywhere on those front 3. And same thing with Isak. Isak could play on the left. He could play on the right. If we had another world-class striker, the fact of the matter is he is the world-class striker. So no, it's the side picks itself. They're confident. Obviously confidence is high given the run that we're on. It's another home game. It's going to be another sold-out home game. It's a 12:30 match, so the guys like that time. The results have shown. American fans in California aren't going to be happy because it's 4:30 in the morning, but I'll be here, so I'm not complaining. So shout out to Joey and Brett when they watch the game at 4:30 on Saturday. Let's see. No, it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. Again, I'm grateful to be here to watch the game live at St. James's Park, because there's no happier place to be for me.
And I'm going as well. I got a ticket.
Yeah.
Yay. Right. Obviously, you mentioned this man being world class. So basically, this season, goal involvements, he's first. Goals, he's second. Shot creating actions, he's first. Chances created, he's first. Assists, he's first. Dribbles completed, he's first. Carriers into the penalty area, which he's so good at doing, he's first. Progressive passes received, first. There's only Salah in his way. Which is really frustrating because I think he was going to be top goal scorer this season, and he still could be, but I just think Salah might pick him. But what form? I mean,
there's not a hotter striker in the league right now.
No.
So I'm just thrilled that he's wearing black and white stripes.
How much longer? We all for a very long time.
Well, we also know that Man City just signed Erling Haaland to the first ever player in the Premier League to make half a million a week, and that contract is set to run until 2034.
Yeah, crazy.
A 9-year contract.
Yeah, says to me, Man City are not worried about their charges, which I've been saying for a very long time. So he's now also third in this list, along with Daniel Sturridge, Jamie Vardy, and Ruud van Nistelrooy for 8 goals in a row. He's still got a long way to go to break Jamie Vardy's record of 11 consecutive games in a row, but he's got a chance.
Yeah, I would not bet against him striking. He's a guaranteed goal tomorrow.
Yeah,
at least one.
Yeah,
and that's all he needs.
That's what we think every game now, though, don't we? It doesn't matter who we're playing. We just know if he gets a sniff, he's got a very good chance of putting him
Well,
back in the net.
but then as we saw for the third goal against Wolves, he's also more than happy to create a chance for somebody else.
He's unselfish.
Reading Anthony Gordon's lips, he's just like so unselfish.
Yeah.
Here's Isak on a hat trick, and he dished the ball off in order for Gordon to get it because he saw he was in a better position. Yep.
Another player reminds me of that is Peter Beardsley.
Yep.
He used to do that every single time. Even he had an open goal, he would still pass it to Andy Cole. Absolutely crazy. I'm sorry we can't really put comments up because, like I say, we're a bit further away from the screen than usual. But thank you to everyone's commenting so far. We're now going to do our match predictions. So, like I said, tough game, but we are very good at 12:30 kickoffs. What are you going for?
3-1.
Ooh, very confident. 3-1. Not going to keep it clean sheet.
Again,
they are averaging 2 goals per game, aren't they? So.
Exactly. That's why, and this is against Bournemouth. Bournemouth has been averaging a goal a game.
Yeah.
So so I'm willing to stick my neck out, give them that 1 goal, and then we'll trounce.
Yes, Paul. We did say Haaland is on £500,000 a week now. We signed a new contract. So I don't think Man City are going to get any points deductions. I think we get a fine.
I don't, and I don't think that means for me that they're not in the market for an Isak. They may be looking at someone like Bruno or something like we've seen, rumors of for a long time.
Yeah.
But I think the confidence in signing Haaland to a 9-year contract worth that amount of money just says that he's not going anywhere. They're not looking for anything. They just want him to score the goals.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking we need to score 3. Because I do think they will breach our defence because we were a bit shaky against Wolves. So if we play like that and give Bournemouth the chances we give Wolves, they're going to score goals.
Yep.
I'm actually going to go for a bit of a closer game. I'm going to go 3-2. I think it's going to be a bit of an exciting game.
Okay.
It might be a last-minute winner.
There you go.
I don't want it to be. But,
No.
but that's our predictions, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It is a short one because we've got lots to be getting on with. We need to go out in the town, meet loads of people. If you are in Newcastle,
we're going to host a happy hour at the Bodega Pub on Westgate from 4 to 6. All are welcome. Come on down. Rachel's behind the bar. We're going to have a great time. And then at 6:30, we're going to move to the City Tavern off of Northumberland Street and get this. It's just fun. They call it Cinema Paradiso.
Yeah.
They have this little outdoor section, dog friendly, smoke and vape friendly, that kind of stuff. But they also have a giant movie screen, and I've selected This Is Spinal Tap, and we're going to host This Is Spinal Tap, the mockumentary by starring Christopher Guest and the heavy metal band, the fictional heavy metal band Spinal Tap. We're going to put that on the screen, and we're just going to continue the fun for the evening. So all are invited. Again, that's 4 to 6 at the Bodega on Westgate. And then from 6:30 till whenever at City Tavern off of Northumberland Street. So if you're in Newcastle, join us. Come have fun with all of us.
Yes.
And Les and Jules, I've got Superfan Dan pins for you.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out how to get those to you.
We'll work it out. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Sorry it was a short one. We love you all. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, share, and we're going to be
Diet Crow. Do we do Diet Crow?
Diet Crow, 20% off for everyone who watches the channel. We're going to do the $40 gift card this month, I promise. So please check the description below.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Good to see you all, as always.